Couple of changes for the Brisbane Broncos for this clash with the Warriors. Of course, no Corey Parker suffering a knee injury against Canberra. That means Matt Gillett will start the game in jumper number 15. Jared Beale goes back to the interchange bench. A start for Alex Glenn in 14. The new player into the side in 18 is Lungi Setu. The coach is Ivan Henjak. The Warriors also have some changes. Jacob Lillyman is back. Russell Packer will start the game as well. Sam Rapira and Ben Matalino go back to the interchange bench for the Warriors. No space for Sione Lucy. The coach is Ivan Cleary.
All is in readiness and time on, says Steve Lyons. We're underway. NRL Sunday round 3 and the Warriors have let the ball bounce, and Manu Vatuvei gets his first touch of the afternoon and is taken there by Gillett. Kenny comes in to be the fourth man in. Folau involved as well. And Denon Kempman, there's a lost ball. Manu Vatuvei's dropped the ball on the first tackle of the afternoon. And let's hope, for the Warriors' sake, that hasn't set the trend.
Oh, you give a player a rap and see what happens. It's not a good start. He's got a bemused look on his face there, Manu Vatuvei.
He's got to hang on to it better.
Well, was he trying to milk a penalty or what? But he hasn't hung on to the ball.
They didn't catch the ball from the kick-off. He was lucky that he was able to jump and keep it from going into touch, but perfect opportunity here for Brisbane. Folau. Lillyman with the tackle, one-on-one. There's 16 metres out already, Brisbane. 5 tackles up their sleeve. Here's Sam Thaiday. Terrific tackle, Michael Luck. Classic. Drops him 9 out from the line. Running into each other there, Anderson and Kenny, after Andrew McCulloch just couldn't link with either front row properly. So a busted play there as Wallace turns the ball back on the inside to Teo. And he's tackled about 9 out from the line.
Off the ball,
Meyer, one of the defenders. Here's McCulloch. Now Wallace. Ball has been knocked on there, I think, by Moon. Or did it go backwards? No, the referee said it went backwards. That would have been very unlucky for the Warriors because it was literally passed straight to Joel Moon.
Yeah, the ball was meant for Darren Lockyer, but a bit of a mix-up there from Peter Wallace. It was a set play for the Broncos. Players sweeping around the back and looking to get to that right edge. And Wallace's pass certainly went astray.
Here's Tate, straight through. He's only got the fullback, Corey Norman, to beat. He's looking for support. He takes Norman on, who comes up with a terrific tackle. He does get some help from Winterstein. Great run, Brent Tate. Maloney. Now here's Moon. Hands through the hands, stepping. Big front rower, Royal out there. Ball back on the inside, knocked down. And the Broncos have come up with it.
They needed to control that there, didn't they, the Warriors? Mark, fantastic run for Brent Tate to get him in that position. But the next play, they push a pass. That was always going to be a bit borderline. Joel Moon had some players marking around him.
That's always been their problem, isn't it, the Warriors? They just get excited. They just try and follow up a great break with another great play. Lillyman with the tackle. Packer in there as well. Here's Thaiday stepping, Maloney around the legs, Tate over the top. Wasn't it great to see Brent Tate back into open space and pinning the ears back, and a terrific tackle from Corey Norman. Here's the kick from Wallace. Hohai has done very well there to get a nice bounce after trapping it with the feet.
Well, the Broncos fans, I'm sure a lot of them got to their feet. They would have been cheering for him in their own colours. Brent Tate doing a similar job out of dummy half and first off the ruck. He's fantastic in that area. Always willing to get in and lend a hand.
Here's Manu Vatuvei running straight at Darren Lockyer, who makes the tackle. Markers are offside. Folau and Lockyer. Lockyer makes the tackle. After 10 metres was picked up there by Mannering. Here's Luck. Now Royal. Packer. Short ball off the shoulder of Maloney. No one wants to dive on it. Lehman just got there, just in front of Alex Glenn. Last tackle. Maloney under pressure from McCulloch. The kick has got too much on it and will go over the dead ball line.
Oh, it's not pretty, is it, yet from the Warriors? They really haven't got their game together. Brent Tate, a good step. Got inside in between a couple of players there. Nick Kenny and Sam Thaiday. And well done there, Corey Norman. He herded him towards the sideline. Tate, I thought, was trying to get the right foot step on him. It's a good start from him, not so much from the team.
Gillett playing it. Now Anderson, short ball, Kenny. Bounced away from Lillyman. Here comes again to be the second man into the tackle with Maloney. Maloney there, entangled whistle. The referee saying it was fair on. He was never onside, Maloney. I didn't think, but he knocked it down anyway.
Get it out. Get your hand out.
He was very fortunate there not to be penalised, but in the end, it's going to be a loosened feed to Brisbane.
Yeah, no argument from him. He stuck his hand out intentionally to knock that down.
That's all right. Stay there, boys. Where is it? Yeah, just there.
A bit of a frenetic start to the game. No penalties.
Go. You go, Brent. Have a go. Oh, boys, yep.
The first opportunity there for the players to have a bit of a breather from the kickoff when Manu dropped the ball. Kemper's lost it. Was it knocked out? No, Steve Lyons says the second one. The first one may have been knocked out. Not necessarily played at, though.
Second touch, not yours. Second play.
He's reeling the first one went backwards. Otherwise, it would be a Broncos loosened feed. Was that knocked back there by Mannering to try and keep the ball alive?
Where does Dennis Kemp rate in the loud boots competition?
He's up there with Jared.
Oh.
He's not going to surprise anyone out of the blue. Here's an opportunity set up by Ohio. Rapati down the touchline. Does well to stay away from that line. Falau is coming across. And there's a sloppy play, the ball and the penalty. We've seen them go the other way.
Great sneaky little play there from the Warriors, and well read Israel Folau to clean it up, but he's given away a penalty. So you're right, we've seen those go the other way, but you've still got the responsibility to get up and put the ball on the ground and play it.
Here's Mannering. 10 metres away from the goal line, at 18 from the eastern touchline, here at Suncorp Stadium. Packer. About 9 metres away from the line. Jeremiah out of acting half. Links up with Maloney. Wallace with a good tackle. Tate was on his outside. He just couldn't get it to him. Luck. Runs there at Anderson, who makes the tackle. I thought Luck had got past him. Short left, the Broncos. They regroup and Royal comes back the wrong way. They had numbers on the outside. Now they've just thrown it away. And Ohio has come up with it.
That went to the wrong man. Instead of going to Royal, it should have gone to Ohio in the back. They had some space on the outside.
Here's the kick through the legs and back there, Glenn. I thought he may have grounded the football. The referee said he did. Took him a while to blow the whistle. That's a goal line dropout.
Wicked little bounce there for Corey Norman, who looked like he had it covered. These are always tough. Nice kick there from Maloney. Oh, it's gone between the legs. And Brent Tate, he could have had a try there if he was just worrying about getting Corey Norman, trapping him in the end goal.
Manu with a difficult bounce, he does well. Now he returns at the beast, and what about the hit from McCulloch, one of the smallest players on the field, involved in the tackle. Here's Royal. Gillette was there as well, but I think the contact was made by McCulloch. They're just holding on here at the moment, Brisbane. Maloney with the juggle, then the offload to Lillyman. How much longer can they hold on? Jeremiah, Moon. Royal, was that stripped by Gillette? It was. No inside the 10, says Steve Lyons. They must keep the pressure on here, surely. They won't take the 2, will they?
Should have been back here, mate. You're never back there.
Well, if they're going to try to keep the pressure on, they have to get to the end of their set.
They're going to take the 2.
Well, their options with the ball up are not real good at the moment. That wasn't a great pass there from Joel Moon. We've seen a couple from his halves partner, James Maloney, that haven't been great.
Here's the tackle on Manu Vadavai. I'm sure it is McCulloch. No, it is Gillette. McCulloch was in there, the shoulder charge from Gillette.
Great hit.
So, James Maloney. It's the 1 goal last week. Has little trouble with that one, as you would expect from adjacent to the uprights. So 2 points to 0. The Warriors leading the Brisbane Broncos. Metres away from their own line. They'll start this set.
Hold it, boys. Hold it, hold it.
Jeremiah linking with Ohio. Well, After saying they look sharp, that was pretty ordinary, that play. No one knew where anyone should have been.
And that's where they get a bit mixed up, the Warriors. They've given it to him how higher in the back there with nothing happening at all. And at the other end of the park, when they needed to give it to him, they gave it to a front rower who just took it to the line. They had an overlap on the left.
Here's Kevin Locke. Last tackle. Get to their kick near the halfway line. And Moon gets a high kick. Corey Norman, a real tester. It's a floater too. He does well. That is a monster kick from Joel Moon. It's gone 50 metres in length, but I reckon it's gone almost double that in height. Maybe even higher than that. It was a monster.
It was. It was. But he's cool and calm, isn't he, Corey Norman? That was never a worry for him. Take 1,000 of those at training. Especially when there's no pressure on, there's no players around you.
Here's Kenny. And a penalty, the leg pull. That is just a very soft penalty. You've got Brisbane in their own territory. Good tackle. And for some reason, the leg pull. It's a big price to pay for
the breaks.
Nothing penalty. They know every time they're going to get pinged. Here's Folau. Just inside the 40-metre line. Wallace to Kenny back on the angle. Jeremiah is waiting for him with luck. 30 metres out from the line. Chance here for Brisbane. Wallace, short ball. Bouncing away, Gillette. Good tackle from Luck. Here's Fireday. Now Wallace. Lockyer. Short ball. Teo over one. Tate left on the ground. He's only 5 metres away from the line. There a chance here to the left. The Broncos with Lockyer. They regrouped here. The Warriors, and Tate has come up with a very important tackle over the top with Lehman around the legs. There was no one on his outside, and an unmarked Winterstein. Here's Lockyer, the cross-field kick. The Beast is under it. He leaps high, Manu, and takes the ball. And listen to the Warriors fans. They love it when Manu's involved.
Oh, he almost slipped that ball to Joel Moon too, who had a lot of open space in front of him. But he's been fantastic under the high ball since there were some problems in that area. Probably have to say that 2008, maybe the start of 2009, but he's managed to pinch a few tries, but defensively that was excellent.
Let's go down the touchline as there's a mistake. We'll go shortly. Jesse Royal has dropped the ball, and now the Broncos will come up with possession to Scotty Sattler shortly because Brisbane have been gifted an opportunity here. Here's Anderson. 20 metres away from the line. McCulloch at acting half. Finds Lockyer, finds Wallace on the inside to Kenny. Lockyer behind Sam Thaiday here, directing traffic to the right. They go to the right. Back on the angle is Anderson. They're setting up something here, Brisbane. Lockyer's got Teo, and he's also got Norman with him. Here's Wallace. Here is Lockyer. Teo runs the decoy. Lock on the grubber kick, covers it well, and it will be a goal line dropout. The Warriors under the pump as we go down to the touchline. Scott Sattler.
Well, 20-minute mark, the break come up here and the restart here for the Warriors. But you talk about that kick they took for goal. I think a team like the Warriors, you mentioned the word excitement. When they get excited, they turn over a lot of possession. I think the kick at goal, it gives the chance for the Warriors to stay a little bit more composed. And I think we've witnessed that with their two defensive efforts in the last couple of minutes.
Terrific atmosphere here this afternoon. The crowd has just exploded out of nowhere. About half an hour before kickoff. They're lucky to have been 5 to 10,000, but Scotty Sattler was saying before the game, hoping for near 30. It's a terrific Sunday afternoon crowd. Plenty of Warriors fans as well. It's great to see Suncorp Stadium in the sunshine.
Look, that was a Terry Campese-like drop out.
That was a good one.
You weren't excited.
No, it was a good one. There's only one Terry
57
Campese.
on the fly.
There's only one Terry Campese. Here's Thaiday. Got to do it more than once to be up there with Campo. Up to 30. Here's Kenny. 20 metres out from the line. The Warriors have done well so far. Can they keep the Broncos out? Here's Lockyer. Short ball into space. Gillette. Now to Folau. Israel Folau. Has he done it 3 weeks in a row? I can't believe it. I think he has. He scored the first try in round 1. Round 2
check to see whether he got it down.
Subject to the video referee's approval.
They don't look overly excited, the Broncos.
He knows how to get... I mean, he was probably a metre off the ground, but he got down pretty quickly. He knows how to score a try. You've got to say there's a little bit of doubt on the face there of Israel Folau. Lockyer reads this beautifully, that Gillette running back into that hole, and it wasn't read at all by Rapati, the number 4 in defence for the Warriors. He then had to chase out and try to stop Folau. As he gets to the line, he gets down low. Well, he's hit the ground before. Maybe he slides over, or maybe he's promoted the footy. He certainly got it down. He certainly got it down.
In slow motion, it looks worse than in real motion. I think his momentum's taking him in. His whole body's almost into the in-goal area.
No, I think you're right. And I don't reckon he could have not scored if he'd wanted to, just pull himself up.
I think that's a try. Look, that's slow motion. It always looks a little bit worse. Yes, he's lifted the ball up, but his momentum has taken him into the in-goal area. I think that is a try. Tim Manders, our video referee.
Does he agree?
I think he will. And there it is, the try to Israel Folau. So Peter Wallace takes over the goal kicking from Corey Parker and just pushes it to the right of the uprights. It's Brisbane 4, the Warriors 2 down at the touchline. Scott Sadler.
Well, disappointing try there, isn't it, defensively for the Warriors. They've done so well this first half, but it's just Joel Moon committed himself. Jerome Rapati needed to adjust while the ball was in the air, and when that Gillette went through that try then. But we're seeing a pretty handy replacement warming up on the sideline here, and Langi Satu coming on for the Broncos, who hasn't played this season for the Broncos. A pretty handy man to come on.
And Jesse Royal has come from the field for Sam Rapira to go on for the Warriors, and here's Kenny returning the football. The sun back out, the clouds have blown away. There's been some dark clouds hanging around Brisbane earlier today, so you may get a shower or two, but the sun is out at the moment. It's a biting sun too. We'll really test these players out towards the back end of this second half, because the ground won't be covered in much shadow by the time full time comes along. 1 o'clock kickoff locally. There'll be no place to hide. Even the wingers aren't in shade at the moment. Here's Wallace under pressure. He got there just in time, Rapira. I think he's hit him as he kicked the football. Even though he wasn't trying to make a tackle, I think the shoulder charge on that occasion is okay.
I'll go with that one. There's no damage done.
There it is. I think he got there just as he's kicking.
Yeah, look, I think the point in all of that is they're trying to get across to players. If you're making a tackle, that's okay, but just don't come in with the shoulder charge or any other part of your body.
Lillyman knocked down there by Glenn. The tackle count restarts, and Tate on 0 tackle throws it over Locke, who does well to get away from the touchline.
Drop the tackle. 0 tackle.
It's 0. Here's Lillyman.
One chance, killer.
Brent Tate is screaming at James Maloney. He wants to go one-on-one with Alex Glenn. I think Brent Tate really sees his... And there's a forward pass. Jeremiah to Maloney, and Tate was calling for it. He got it, but unfortunately the pass inside was forward for the Warriors.
Yeah, he likes his chances, Brent Tate. That's flat, isn't it?
I didn't think it was
seen
forward.
those. No, I've seen those let go quite often.
The tackle before, what he was also screaming at, Wallace was defending one in. Kenny was where Wallace was. So he was hoping he had Kenny and Alex Glenn to run at Brent Tate. But
well, you back yourself against the front row every time if you're an outside back. Brent Tate is, with a lot of speed, good evasive skills.
Nick Kenny is coming from the field for Brisbane Broncos, and Langi Setu is going on for his first taste of NRL in 2010. Denon Kemp injured after playing that football, and the Warriors give away a penalty.
Not square, Joel. 2L.
Joel Moon not square at marker, and there is Denon Kemp. Hopefully for him, he's just winded, although his right knee he's holding is very heavily strapped. What's Alfie like with knee injuries there? Discussing that with Denon Kemp to get out of the way quickly.
So get up, mate.
Just at the wrong moment, twisted in the tackle, wasn't he?
He was, and you said it's already heavily strapped, so there's probably something already wrong with it.
He's in real trouble, I think, Denon Kemp. Barely get to his feet. There he is. Doesn't look good, does it, Gary? Maybe winded.
Not good at all.
Seems to be blowing hard. Here's Wallace. Now set to his first touch. Finds himself 13 metres away from the line. Anderson. Jeremiah's there with Hohire. Rapira around the legs. They've still got 3 tackles left in this set, Brisbane. Set to. Now Wallace. Lockett, here's Norman out the back, and Locke had to make that tackle. Otherwise, it was 2 on 0.
He's made a couple of good ones there, Kevin Locke coming in, and a long way in from his wing, and I reckon the Broncos will keep an eye on that.
Set 2 will play. Last tackle. Wallace with the kick. Here's Manu again. Palau leaping. Can't get there. 20-minute restart. This will be some sort of battle. I think he's injured there. He's got his bicep, maybe. Very slowly there, Israel Folau. I thought at first he might have had a finger in the eye or something, but his Manu's going to be tested all day, isn't he, with Israel Folau? He fell awkwardly, didn't he?
He still doesn't look good for Folau. They're a man short down that side of the field where he's still not onside and holding his arm, his right arm.
He might have dislocated a finger.
Well, I hope that's all it is. No, he's
he's
off.
taking him from the field. And now they're down that touchline. Here is Manu Vatuvei. Corey Norman, good luck. He does well, the young fullback. He does very well. Well, Israel Folau's running around in circles on the far side. He's dislocated something. They're taking him from the field. Must be a bad dislocation. Here's Madalino. Now it comes to Maloney. Tate. Ball back to Locke. They're back to their 13 players now, the Warriors. Trying to get over there. Jared Beale looking to fill a hole. It comes here to Hohire. Beale can't get there. Here he comes now to make the tackle. Manu back on the inside. The ball comes to Mannering. That is an outstanding Warriors try. The Broncos just couldn't get there. Beale tried. Mannering may have hurt himself as well, but Israel Folau has done some damage. He's up the tunnel, and the Warriors have taken full toll.
Simon Mannering has scored. I think you're right. Now, he had a hamstring injury that kept him out of the first round, so he might be gone. So big players, go-to players from both sides in trouble here. Folau's off the field. Good play there. They've kept it alive there. Kevin Locke, very nicely done outside Brent Tate. Hitting the hole, offload. Hohire throws the long ball. Managed to keep that onside there. Mannering, and he backs up Vatuvei to score the try. But see how he's pulled up there? He's done his hammy again.
Yep, and he's coming straight from the field. When he was banging the ground, at first I thought it might have been in joy, but no, he just goes down because he's injured, not because he wants to force the ball.
When he turned to get to better his position and to try to do it quickly.
He doesn't want to come off.
Oh, he's done it.
Or is it cramp? Hoping that might just be, he doesn't want to come off, does he?
Well, if he's got a hamstring history, and he told me before the game that that was his issue, they can feel like a cramp, but you know, you've done a hammy.
Does he say, well, give me a couple of minutes and I'll see whether I've really done it? Or do I come off now?
You don't play around with those things.
No.
He wants to. Of course he wants to, but he's not right.
Jacob Lillyman comes back on. But didn't they do well there, the Warriors, to see that Israel Folau was missing and Jared Beale was struggling to get from one side of the field to the other to fill the hole, and he's added the extra 2. Maloney only just, and the Warriors are in front 8 points to 4. Well, frenetic stuff there. Israel Folau, must be a bad dislocation. Here it is here.
Let's see how he's landed. Is his arm, as he stretched out, oh, his right arm stretched out. I thought he might have done his shoulder, but it seems to be his arm.
Tony Spencer, the trainer, didn't even try and put it back into place, whatever it is. And he was running around in circles, Israel Folau, like
in pain.
And I don't know what to do, you know. And he's gone straight up the tunnel. That will be a blow for Brisbane. Let's head down to the touchline, see whether Scott Sattler's been able to get a handle on what's been happening the last couple of minutes. It's like Pitt Street.
Oh, you're right, and it's a bad decision here for the Broncos as well. Israel Folau, not only a dislocation, but a compound dislocation, so the bone's exposed from the skin. But that's why he's rushed so swiftly up the tunnel. Now Simon Mannering, the skipper, he's just had a reoccurrence of that left hamstring. They've got him iced up, and it's pretty safe to say that neither of them will make any return, not only this game, but probably for a few weeks.
And that's bad news. So no Israel Folau, and we were just saying when that kick went up, I was just saying how looking forward to that battle with the kicks to Manu and Israel coming charging through. Well, that shan't be happening.
Of course, it's bad news for Queensland as well, isn't it? If it's a serious dislocation or a break there, then it's going to be around the footy field for a while. Israel Folau.
Madalena. It's tackled. How higher? Here's Rapira. Now Luck and the short ball. The ball out the back was the one there. Off the chest of Packer. But if the ball would have gone out the back from Michael Luck, they had created something there, the Warriors.
How did it go forward?
16.
I think it did. From where it hit Packer to where it ended up.
Well, that's a couple of times that they've taken that wrong option there when they've had some space on the outside.
What do you think here?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go, boys. We're here. Heads in, thanks.
Used to be it's off his shoulder and gone backwards. Where's the knock on?
I thought that was a knock on. While I was looking at...
Doesn't have to go towards the opponent's goal line.
Yes, and where it hit him before the 10-metre line. The ball landed about the 10-metre line. But, well, here's a mistake from the Broncos. Very quick at marker was Joel Moon. And somehow the ball went backwards and the tackle count restarts. If the ball would have gone to Moon behind, they were in for all money there, the Warriors. Setu.
Get up, Sim, off his arm.
Here's Fido. The tackle's gone. Lockyer going to kick early. Added to the woes here, Denon Kemp is coming off for Brisbane. You can't miss the fluorescent boots. So they had their right centre and white winger disappear in the space of 5 minutes, and Manu's taken toll. Here's Rapati, must score. Back to higher. They're in again, the Warriors. The Broncos are in disarray down their right-hand side. Denon Kemp is coming from the field. Israel Folau is gone, and the Broncos are in trouble. The Warriors lead by 12 points to 4. It is coming apart at the seams for Brisbane.
It's a big problem for the Broncos. That left side is the Warriors' favoured side. They score most of their points there. Most of their attack mounts from their left side. They do it really, really well. And with the Broncos, Folau off the field, Kemp in trouble going off the field. They've just got nothing happening out there. Lockyer tries to make the tackle there on Vadavai. He can't stop him. Rapati does really well just to draw him past Norman. And he always knew he had too much pace there. A good chase by Nick Kenny that may have saved 2 points, but he was never going to stop Lance O'Hire from scoring the try. Good ball back inside there, Rapati. Warriors on fire.
Here's the kick, and Maloney adds the extras. And they may have their full complement now back there on that right side of the field. But the communication's going to be an issue, isn't it? Because Ben Teo does not play right centre, and Jared Beale's out in the right wing. You might think it's easy to defend there, but it's not.
He's defending Manu Vadavai, who scored 7 tries in 3 games, and just it's a nightmare for opposing wingers. That's going to help their cause, the Broncos. Some field position.
Speaking of a nightmare, coaching the Warriors. I mean, a forward pass there again. No need to throw it forward.
Well, that's a couple in, they've done on about the 3rd tackle now within 5 minutes. The Warriors, so yeah, they're good and they're really ugly at times. Oh, that's Mahita forward.
It was almost a shepherd as well. Well, can the Broncos hit back? Here's Tao, his tackle. 20 metres away from the line. Anderson coming off and Josh Maguire going on. There's only 2 fit players on the interchange bench.
That's nearly a forward pass to Sam Thaiday.
And a penalty.
I gave you that one, not that one. Don't go through.
Jeremy Lattimore is the man. Quick tap taken. Here's Kenny. Lattimore there with the tackle. Kenny still drives the legs. Got some assistance from his few teammates. Jeremiah, Hire and Luck. Lungi Sedu takes them on. The defence is there from Rapira.
Still a man short out here.
Wallace. Now Lockyer. Lockyer short ball. Was out of run at Shepherd. He ran behind the man there. Now he finally comes up with it. It was like on 7 seconds delay. Gillette was the man that ended up getting the pass away. Oh, that's a good call by the referee. Watch here. Behind Lockyer. Prevented Brent Tate making a tackle. Gained an advantage. Big advantage too.
Still clever play, wasn't it? From Matt Gillette. He's got some good skills.
Let's head down to the touchline. It's been a busy time, Scott Sattler.
Yeah, it has. You saw Denon Kent come off and we all thought it might have been a knee, but it looks like he's got fractured ribs. As we see the Warriors, Jesse Royal go close to the sideline. But also, just on Israel Folau on that compound dislocation of his finger, they're going to try and think about trying to rush him up to the hospital as soon as possible to see whether he needs surgery on that.
Terrible stuff. Oh, Rapira thought about passing the football then. He's still thinking about it and actually gets it away. Maloney hitting a high-ish tackle by Wallace. Sam Rapira, 30 out from your own line. Royal hitting a solid tackle there by Josh Maguire.
We're 5 weeks away, or 6 weeks perhaps, to the Anzac test. I guess that puts him in a lot of doubt, Israel Folau.
What about that stat there, the offloads? The Warriors 14-0. Remarkable stuff. This is Winterstein. How long have we got to go to half time? 7.5 minutes. And there's some blood coming from Michael Luck's head. He looks like he's a redhead. If he turned around, his hair, a lot of people pay a lot of money to have their hair coloured like that. And the streak as well down the middle. They do tend to bleed profusely, head cuts, even the small ones. That is bleeding a lot. Wade McKinnon getting ready to come on for the Warriors. Ohio will go to dummy half, you'd think, and McKinnon to fullback. Here's a chance, here's the man in space, Benteo, Lockyer on the inside. He doesn't go to Lockyer until a little bit too late. Now they're a chance with Beale. The cover comes for the Warriors. Well, we thought they might be dusty in defence, but they're okay in attack down that right side, Brisbane. Lockyer, but I still think they bombed it. He passed too late. Now Wallace, they must score on this side of the field. Here it is, Gillette for the corner, he's over. Matt Gillette scores the try. The left-hand side gets it. It was set up by the right. It came a tackle too late. They're not done yet, the Broncos. They're battling, but they're still in it.
He's quality, isn't he? Darren Lockyer setting that up, almost scoring himself. And they end up shifting it back to the other side of the field, but great hands. Corey Norman held that up absolutely beautifully. Teo looked inside for Lockyer, but he saw that he was being shadowed by one of the Warriors players, eventually gave it to him. Beale couldn't get there. Had to take the tackle, but look at all the Warriors' numbers over that side of the field. I've got to tell you too, Manu Vadavai's hurt himself in that chase. He might have done a hammy. They shifted this side. Kenny, a good shift. He always knew he was going to get there, Matt Gillette, and score on the left side. So they're in trouble with one of their stars now, the Warriors.
He is gone. Manu Vadavai's gone. He can barely walk, Manu. It's the hammy, the left hammy. Well, what a first half of football.
It's all happening, isn't it?
And it's all the players on that side of the field. He's gone, Manu Vadavai. And so Wade McKinnon, who I thought was going to come on for Jeremiah, will be coming on for the Beast. And here's Wallace from near touch. Missed with his first attempt at conversion. He struck this one a lot better. In fact, it's right over the black dot from Peter Wallace. The Brisbane Broncos, they're down, but they are far from out. It could be last man standing here this afternoon. The beast comes off for the Warriors, and Wade McKinnon goes on.
Did really well there, Peter Wallace, didn't he, to get that to Nick Kenny. He just made up the numbers. He knew he was doing that, and they were way short, the Warriors. Great hit back.
Lock almost over the dead ball line on the full. And Kenny hitting a solid tackle. We've got 5 minutes of play remaining before half-time. I reckon we might see a few points in the second half too, Gary, as these hot conditions start to take their toll on the players. We might see a lot more open football.
Well, there's plenty of skill in both sides. And plenty of ability to shift it to the edges nice and quickly.
Manu Vatuvei's just getting back to the tunnel now. Here's Wallace with the kick. Wade McKinnon's gone over to that left wing. Pretty handy replacement, and he's not half the size of Manu Vatuvei, but he can create something to McKinnon. O'Hire.
He can, but he's out of position too, as is Beale and Teo on that right side. It's not his preferred position. He loves to be involved a lot more than that, Wade McKinnon.
What about the shot around the legs? It was Kenny over the top lung, he said, who Jeremy Lattimore felt that one. Here's another big hit. Maguire this occasion. What about the body contact? Maloney gets his kick away, straight to Winterstein. He's up towards the 30, and he is run straight into Jeremiah, who's been left on the ground with a shoulder problem. His right shoulder's gone.
Great run. Winterstein saw half of space and went for it.
Is there going to be someone left for the second half?
Oh, they've got points in them here, the Broncos.
They've come to Jeremiah's side. McCulloch got rid of the football, now a penalty.
Haven't they gone up tempo?
You can smell blood in the water, as well as on the back of Michael Luck's head.
Now you need to look up. You look up and you see an injured player, and in this case, it is Jeremiah. He's on the right wing, and he's struggling with that shoulder. They're trying to get him through to half-time, but they're not going to be able to make any great tackles out there if they come down this short side.
Just run straight at him. Here they come. Maguire, he's lost the football. No advantage there for the Warriors. Don't they breathe a sigh of relief? The Warriors are under the pump here. Now McKinnon has hurt himself. He's dislocated something. The trainer dramatically calling for assistance.
All broken
his finger. No, it's his finger.
Oh, he doesn't want to look.
Well, I don't blame him.
I'm not looking either.
They don't tickle those.
That would have put me out for a month. Great run, wasn't it, there from Winterstein. That's where Jeremiah hurt the shoulder.
Let's go, Warriors, let's go. Short ball.
Well,
short ball, free ball.
We're not even half time.
Oh, we've had 2 games worth of action. It's been full on.
Oh, Brent Tate upended. 90 seconds, less than 90 seconds to half time. I reckon both coaches, more so the Warriors at this stage, keen to get their players in at half time.
Well, Broncos are really compressed and getting off the line quick, and they want to force an ordinary kick out of the Warriors so they can have another chance to attack before the bell goes.
Well, no one to pass to there for O'Hire. He almost got through the tackle there of Kenny. It's the last tackle. Who is going to kick here? Maloney up very flat. Gillette, I thought, was going to put a little bit more pressure on him. Winterstein near the touchline. They've got an opportunity here. They'll have maybe 4 tackles here, the Broncos. That's one of them. Norman soaks up another. Have they got a play they want to run here? Thaiday, Wallace, Lockyer, numbers, Tao, tackle. Lockyer down the short side, trying to catch some lazy defenders. 2 tackles left in this set. Not much time left in the half. Wallace played out by and almost away Madalino. Now Wallace held onto the leg and they'll get a penalty here, the Warriors. They'll get one play before half-time.
Kick it out and put it up.
Put it up into the sun for Corey Norman. They're going to have a shot for goal. James Maloney, he thinks he's Kevin Longbottom. No, Locker's going to do it. Kevin Longbottom used to kick from inside his own half, the South Sydney fullback.
I reckon Peter Lobergeiger would have done that. Local kicker for North in Brisbane. He had a big boot on him.
When was the last time you saw a bloke have a shot at goal from inside his own half? Doesn't happen too often, does it? It's going to be Kevin Locke.
Well, he's
the long range.
He has kicked the ball off, and Darren Locke has caught him virtually, a metre inside the dead ball line last two kickoffs. So I'd say he's got the distance.
You want to be careful if he doesn't, that Brisbane don't try something. Here we go. 52 metres. Kevin Locke to extend the lead right on half-time.
Jeremy.
You don't see this too often. From inside his own half, he hasn't struck it well enough. It's not even going to get to the goal line, Darren Lockyer. He's going to play possum here, the kick. Out on the full. I thought for a minute he was going to just look as though he was going to wind the clock down and then spurt with a little chip over the top, but he realises it's been one of the most bizarre first 40 minutes you'll see in the NRL all season. We're underway for the second half, and it is the Warriors kicking off, the Broncos defending the northern or Caxton Street end of the ground. And they trail by 4 points, and it really is going to be interesting to see how this second 40 unfolds, who plays where and what will happen if either side has any more injuries, because there's not many troops left on the bench. And in this heat, that will have a role.
Lock in.
Gillette will play eventually, just shy of the halfway line. Wallace kicking inside the 40, but it's straight down the field, and McKinnon has it covered, 10 out from his own line. And he's slotted back to fullback, and I think then O'Hire into 5'8", and Moon out to the centres to replace Tate, who's gone to the left wing. Here's Rapati, away from Thaiday, who held onto the ankle. McKinnon finding here luck and bounces away from solid defence. About 13 metres short of the halfway line. There's Rapira. Now Lillyman falling as he came to defence and losing the football. Lungy Sedu involved in the tackle. And the Broncos have good field position. In fact, it was Bentao. So Brisbane on tackle number 1 inside the 30 of the Warriors. Maguire. Thaiday. Lillyman there with the tackle. Wallace. Kenny. 10 metres away from the goal line. McCulloch out of acting half. Here's Wallace. Lockyer. Good defence on this occasion from the Warriors. Madalino with the tackle. It's the last. They go to the short side. McCulloch dummies, goes himself. He's got the ball down. The Warriors have opened up defensively, and Brisbane has taken full toll. McCulloch out of acting half, and we're all level in Brisbane. It is the Broncos and the Warriors 14-all with a kick to come. It was all Andrew McCulloch.
Really good play there off the back of a pretty good play, the ball. They were just poor out of marker there, the Warriors. McCulloch deciding to run at the line and brings a player really close in, throws a nice dummy, and they couldn't hang on. He's strong, isn't he? The little number 9 for the Broncos. Very good, very dangerous that close to the line, but it seemed to me as though the Warriors had done their job in defence and clocked off on the last tackle. Marcus didn't work at all, and he had plenty of room to move.
And James Maloney ended up tackling no one. Fell for the dummy from McCulloch. He gets his first try of the season. He's a very good young hooker, Andrew McCulloch. Peter Wallace
kicked his first goal of the day from the touchline. His last attempt at conversion, converting the Matt Gillett try. Can he put Brisbane in the lead? Well, Ivan Cleary will be bitterly disappointed with that defensive effort there from the Warriors. As you said, Gary, I thought they had the job done on the last tackle as Wallace strikes it pretty well, and the flags are raised, and Brisbane is back in front. They lead by 2, 16 points to 14. What a way for them to start the second half. There is Israel Folau. That very bad dislocation. Obviously decided not to take him to hospital now. We'll go a little bit later to see what can be done or what needs to be done to fix it up. There's not much room left on the injured benches for both camps at the moment. There's more room on the interchange bench.
Plenty of room on the interchange bench. They're down to 2 each, 15 players aside. What is good to see, and Scott Sattler mentioned at half-time, Aaron Jeremiah, who was involved in that tackle. And he's coming over the top there as well, the number 9 there for the Warriors, who copped a bad knock on his shoulder. He's toughing it out, back out there in the second half.
Well, they're obviously feeling here, Brisbane, that the Warriors are going to get sloppy around the edges of the ruck. Keeping it pretty tight here and making some good metres. McCulloch just kicks away here from McKinnon. It's a pretty good kick, although it just bounces touching goal. The chase was coming very hard. There's Ivan Henjak looking on. He'll be feeling a little bit better the way his side has started this second half.
They've started really well, haven't they? There's a real energy and purpose about the Brisbane Broncos in this second half.
Oh, here's a chance. McKinnon in his space. Tate is looming. Tate is there in support. He's run away from Tate. He didn't need him because here is Jerome Rapate. And the Warriors have hit straight back with a terrific rugby league try. That is sensational stuff from the Warriors. And they are back in front.
I've got a feeling this lead is going to seesaw throughout the afternoon. That's some great footy, isn't it there? And very nice short ball from McKinnon. He was surprised he was in space. I thought he was going to give it to Tate on the inside. But he found his outside player, Jerome Rapati, who gets it almost under the posts for an easy conversion.
I think it was Lattimore with the pass. There he is.
It wasn't. It was a great ball. McKinnon, who came on late in the first half due to some injuries, playing in his familiar role at fullback, did really well to set that up there for Rapati to score.
Just when you thought the Warriors may have been struggling a little bit and the Broncos were starting to gain the ascendancy, they come up with a terrific try.
They're kind of out of nothing. They were just putting a short side hit up on to try to eat up some metres.
There's Maloney from right in front. Try and convert the try.
And they didn't start short on numbers on that side, the Broncos, so someone is coming off their line and left a bit of space on the outside.
It's that right-hand side defence where Folau and Kemp would have been defending. Here's Maloney. 3 from 3 so far today. And now 4 from 4. And so the Warriors back in front. 20 points to 16. Ivan Cleary looks on. There is the interchange bench. Spot the fit player. Russell Packer and Jesse Royal. That's it. There's no way that Manu or Simon Mannering will be back. They've run out of ice, the Warriors, for those thighs of Manu Vadavai.
And whatever happens, we're going to have a happy Ivan at the end of the game. Will it be Cleary or Henjak? I've got no idea.
Here's luck.
You can't pick a winner here, can you?
Get up, lock in. Line's offside.
Lattimore.
3, pushing back.
16 short of the halfway line. Maloney. Lehman will play 12 short of the halfway line. Higher. Rapira with the juggle. Maguire there with the tackle. Second marker called offside there, but ignored by Steve Lyons, and now Norman
or return it for the Brisbane Broncos. A wall of blue jumpers in front of him.
He did not have to move one step for that ball. Corey Norman, from the moment it came off the boot, the Warriors kicker, straight to him.
Glenn over the halfway line. Terrific run from Alex Glenn. Rapira coming in. Could easily been penalised for the flop. McCulloch almost overrunning that ball there. It was Matt Gillette. Setu, Wallace, Lockyer, Norman. Opportunity here for Brisbane. Teo tackled, gives it back to Norman. He's going to get smashed by Lillyman. He was dancing around there. I'm not sure he knew that Jacob Lillyman was lining him up from the left-hand side. Lockyer kicking. Has it got too much on it? It has. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, he won't be happy with that one. Darren Lockyer, they had him under the pump there, the Warriors.
What about the crowd here this afternoon, Gary? 32,500. They came in late, didn't they? Scott Sattler said between 30 and 35. I didn't believe him. I thought it would be impossible.
Half an hour before the game, I thought, oh, they're going to get a bit over 20, but they poured into that. They do it. The public transport here, the system's fantastic. They're coming off the trains and they just flow down Milton Road across to the stadium.
And Caxton Street.
Oh, they're always in Caxton Street.
Here's Ohio. At the moment, and as we mentioned before, plenty of Kiwis living in Brisbane. There's plenty of support here for the Warriors. Maloney. And the offload there from Jeremiah was terrific. Another good offload. They're killing them with the offloads. The Warriors, Ohio, got the ball from Lillyman. It's the last tackle. Tate down the short side on the last tackle. I'm not sure that he realised. They're still going. Here into open space goes Jeremiah. He runs away from the support, then kicks across field. That's a remarkable rugby league try. I've seen it, but I don't believe it. Joel Moon has scored a try that only the Warriors could score. No one else can do that. That is unbelievable. They had no idea what they were doing. They just played footy.
We don't know it was last tackle.
I don't know.
How many offloads? How many passes? And to finish it with a kick there when it looked like he just had to flick it back inside to the support of Kevin Locke. A great kick. Oh, that is fantastic. And he's got hold of that. Onside.
Why do things the easy way? Let's do it as hard as we possibly can. That's a remarkable try from Joel Moon. What a game we've seen this afternoon. There it is, the try to Joel Moon. Well, an NRL Sunday last Sunday afternoon at Parramatta Stadium was a ripper. Today's has just been unbelievable, and we're still got half an hour to go.
I spoke to Darren Lockyer before the game, and I mentioned the word with the Warriors, unpredictable, and that is, you think you've got them, or there's nothing happening, or they'll push passes that they shouldn't, that most coaches would be tearing their hair out. This is just a little short ball from Ohio, and a great run there and kick across field.
That's not an easy take either. Beautiful. And you know how I said 5 minutes ago that Ivan Henjak would be feeling better now? Can I take that back?
Well, Jeremiah, who hurt his shoulder in the first half, has come up with a perfectly placed crossfield kick. And good hands too, got to say. Joel Moon, well done.
Well, imagine if you had to write a school report on this and limit it to 500 words, the whole game. Your school homework was to write a report on the Broncos v Warriors when you go there at Suncorp Stadium on Sunday. 500 words or less. Good luck.
I want to go to that school.
Here's Maloney. 23 metres out, 10 in from touch. He stabbed at that one and missed it. His first miss of the afternoon. 24 points to 16 down at the touchline. What a remarkable game, Scott Sattler.
Oh, what a remarkable atmosphere down here as well. We've got a lot of Warriors supporters and everyone is very excited about the way the Warriors are playing at the moment. This man, Aaron Jeremiah, we spoke about him getting over that hurdle of having to play longer than he normally does, and to come up with a big play like that at a big part of the game is going to be great for his game. But this man here, Joel Moon, returning home to Brisbane to score a try, which could be a turning point in this match.
And he did very well. That ball and that replay again there was almost out of his reach. In one-handed to drag it back in and be able to ground it was terrific stuff. Here's Lillyman.
Well, you know, you're right, Sats. It is a turning point, but I reckon we're going to probably had 5 already and probably got another 4 or 5 to come.
It was the turning point for the 50th minute. There'll be another turning point for the 53rd minute in a moment. It just seems like that every time someone gets the ball a set, something happens every set. But it is the offloads that are killing Brisbane today at the moment. 17-3, the offloads. And there's the kick from O'Hire, just inside the corner post. Terrific kick, and it'll give his forwards, the bigger forwards, there's Ivan Cleary down on the touchline, sitting next to Dean Bell, give his forwards the opportunity to have a breather.
And get themselves set against the Broncos. Sometimes you're better off in this position, aren't you, than having a team like the Broncos counter-attacking. And you've got some tired players out there.
They're in no hurry to take the scrum either, the Warriors.
Thanks, Wade. Head in, Sam. Here we go.
Well, can Brisbane answer the challenge? They have so far. They've fought back already in this match a couple of times. Well, they've got to do it a couple more.
Well, they've only been up in a try scoring in that zone once in this half, and McCulloch scored 3 minutes into the second half. Yeah, of course they can. Not if they do that, though.
We also know that you're going to get some mistakes from the Warriors as well.
And that's Corey Norman playing the football, and it's Winterstein trying to pick it up. He's got his leg heavily strapped, the fullback, hasn't he? Corey Norman.
He's had that all day.
Head in, boys. Here we go. Hold it.
Can they hold here, Brisbane? They go down the short side, which was very short for Brisbane. The only defender there was Winterstein, but Wallace came across and got some assistance from Glenn. Here's Maloney. The Brisbane chant and the Warriors chant as well. McKinnon. I'd suggest that this is the most support the Warriors get on their travels here in Brisbane. 5 metres out from the line. Luck. Jeremiah with the run around out in front of Moon. Not sure that he was expecting it, but he's done well. McKinnon, good tackle. Lungy Setu there to drive him to ground. Here's Maloney. Kicking cross field for Tate. Here comes Brent Tate. It's off the hands there of Beale. Waiting for the referee. Touch by Brisbane. And it will be a Warriors feed.
Looks like a good call there from the referee, and Brent Tate says, I didn't get a hand to it. I think he's right there. Jared Beale didn't have many options, but he got off the ground and tapped it over the touchline. Possession going just the way of the Warriors.
Head in, boys. Here we go, James.
Very short on the blind side, the Brisbane Broncos from the scrum, and they open the Warriors. Sort of risking the fact that they'll break quickly to block that blind side with Lockyer and Beale. They did it on the other side of the field as well. Here's Jesse Royal. He's only 2 metres away. Quick play the ball to Jeremiah at acting half. Now Rapira. He's only 2 metres away from the goal line. Jeremiah's at acting half. Now the pass, Lattimore. He started the last move, and I thought he was going to finish that one. He's only, less than half a metre away, centimetres in fact. They've got numbers here. Lillyman, they ran back towards the ruck. Rapati and Tate were almost unmarked on the outside.
Ball penalty.
Well, there was a hand-on-ball penalty call there. He said no, he played advantage, and strolling through was Jerome Rapati to pick up a double. The advantage paid by the referee, and the Warriors, dare I say it, Gary Belcher, with still 25 to go, may be on their way for a win here in Brisbane.
Oh, he ran a good line. Straight and hard there. And a nice sharp ball it was from O'Hire. He momentarily held it up and just flicked it straight onto the chest. You just have a look here. Darren Lockyer's the man left to make the tackle, and he just can't do it. He's too big and strong there. Rapati running. You can't give him that much of a wind-up. Tough to tackle. Looks like a mate or a fan in the stand. Giving a high five to Jerome Rapati. Yes, his second for the day, and a couple of real crucial tries they've been.
Still a long way to go. 22 and a half minutes, and it's only 12 points the difference, and time off being signalled here by Alan Shortall. I'm sure Steve Lyons will say that he was playing advantage there. You can hear the referee clearly say hand on ball penalty. Steve Lyons said no. And they scored. Listen to the Warriors chant. And now the Broncos comes up. There are black and silver flags everywhere. How good is this, Gary Belcher? Suncorp Stadium, Sunday afternoon in the sunshine, 30,000 plus, and they are all going off.
Oh, they are, and they're being entertained, aren't they? This is a wonderful game of rugby league. The Warriors started the second half on the back foot, but they've hit back with 3 quick tries and have a solid lead.
I wonder there's no one watching the test match over in Hamilton. They're all here. There's only 3,000 at the cricket yesterday. They're all here at Suncorp Stadium. Here's Maloney from the touchline to add an extra 2. The flags are up again. That is the cheer for the away team, the Warriors here in Brisbane. Aren't they enjoying themselves? 30 points to 16. There is still a long way to go, though.
Oh, they've got to score next, though, the Broncos. To be in this match, they can't allow this lead to extend any further than 14 points.
It's got to give you a boost, though, when you're away from home to have that much support at a ground like this.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic for the Broncos. I like their retro jerseys, too. And they're playing like those teams that wore the jerseys years ago that they just offload at will. There's no fantastic structure about their attack, particularly in that 20-30 metre zone where they were against the Broncos, but they just keep offloading short balls, looking for the flick out the back, players hitting holes, and if you make a mistake in defence, you're in trouble.
Russell Packer got a little bit of a chicken wing there. He wasn't happy about it either in the tackle.
That's a bantam wing, a little one.
Here's O'Hire. Hasn't he been good today? The kick here for Tate. Bounce important. Collision. How do they get up from that? Winner stop Bill, I should say, and Tate. Still the last tackle McKinnon has tackled. Well, you get your money's worth with the Warriors, don't you? And what about Tate and Beale? How did they get up?
I think McKinnon may have been thinking it could have been 6 again. How did they get up? What a collision. We've got plenty in the casualty ward already. I'm surprised they've got another 2. But he got up and backed up, and he could have received that pass from Wade McKinnon, Brent Tate.
If you serve this up every week at Suncorp Stadium, the stadium wouldn't be big enough after a while. If you could come here every week and see a game like this, mind you, we'd run out of players, all the injuries and all the drama and all that sort of stuff, but it's been great stuff this afternoon. Wallace. And the chant goes up again for one of the teams. The fans are having a wonderful time. Lockyer with the high kick. McKinnon's under it. Here comes the chase. Oh, it was almost stolen out of his hands by Gillette. How did he get that back, McKinnon? Who had it at first?
Gillette thought he had it. He was going to run down under the posts. They both jumped simultaneously. Beautiful. Both had it. But McKinnon, he hung on.
I don't want this game to end.
Look, it's in his hands there, Gillette, and McKinnon somehow, going to the ground, uses his momentum to pull the ball out of Gillette's hands.
Well, there's another bit of play that you don't see too often either. Just added to what has been a wonderful afternoon of rugby league.
He's a player, Gillette. I mean, he's fast becoming a go-to man for the Broncos when they're looking for something to happen, to create something.
Oh, there's a strong shot from Maloney. Didn't stop Winterstein in his tracks. Just shy of the halfway line, Brisbane. I want to be careful here, the Warriors. They're starting to get a little bit excited. That was an ordinary play on the last tackle. O'Hire kicking out of Ackley half. Anderson, trouble getting up as well for Brisbane. Lockyer. He will come into his own as the Warriors forwards get tired towards the end with just both sides down to 2 fresh men on the bench. Wallace will play it. Last tackle. Lockyer's here to the right. He's pointing at Thaiday. He gives it to Norman, who kicks. McKinnon will watch it go touching goal. They did well there, the Warriors. But I think, Gary, you're just starting to see on the faces of some of the players here this remarkable game of rugby league, it's starting to take its toll, and we may be seeing a few more points yet.
And this is what we want to see, tired players trying to, those players trying to hang on with everything they've got to stay in their position defensively, and the opposition being able to exploit that. That's why, you know, so many of the purists of the game want fewer replacements, because you get to this stage of the game and the tough ones hang on. The tough ones win the match. The Warriors' defence there, very good.
There's Lock out of acting half, and Thaiday can't make the tackle. He's got Corey Norman to beat two of the best youngsters in the game. Come head to head, and it's a tie. Here's Tate, now to Hohire. Long ball here, Rapati looking for a hat-trick away from the touchline. Keeps it alive to McKinnon. McKinnon gets away, almost away. Ankle tap there by Dodds. Now it comes here to Maloney, stepping, weaving, going himself. He's over. The Warriors, they're almost there. They get themselves another try. James Maloney's been terrific today. Are they daring to dream, the Warriors? 34-16 with a kick to come. We still have plenty of time, and there are some very tired footballers out there.
I think they can dare to dream, because they've got the Broncos really on toast now. 4 tries in this second half. And here's this bust from Kevin Locke. What a beauty. Just skips out of that Sam Thaiday tackle, takes on Norman. Excellent tackle on his right shoulder from Norman. Tate gets himself into dummy half. They've shifted it around a bit here. Rapati, who's been great today, flicks it back inside. McKinnon, he wasn't held. He manages to get an offload. And Maloney, he senses tired players on the inside and has a crack himself under the post. You don't score him any better than that. Well, there's Simon Mannering, the skipper, standing up there. He hasn't been on the field since he scored a try in the 22nd minute. But he's playing out every minute with his teammates from down the sideline.
Well, won't they get a reaction? Won't they get a reception, I should say, when they get back to their own end here, the Warriors? I reckon even the Brisbane Broncos supporters at the moment will be disappointed, but even they couldn't argue they're getting value for money this afternoon. Not only the game, the atmosphere, everything about it. Here's Maloney from in front. He's already kicked 5 goals. He's got himself a try. This to make it 6. He adds the extra 2. And the Warriors extend their lead. 20 points is the difference. Is it enough, Scott Sattler? Can the Broncos come back?
No, I don't think so, and it's a nice exchange of passing with that try to the Warriors end, but it was the man who really came in the middle and takes a lot of pressure off these players when the excitement starts getting amongst the Warriors, and that's the ex-Bronco Brent Tate. He comes in, he gets out of dummy half, and that man there on screen gets the Warriors going on the front foot, and that is what allowed that break from Kevin Locke. So the experienced campaigner is the man that may bring a win to the Warriors.
Here's Packer. Royal, they need to muscle up here, Brisbane. Try and force an error. I just think if they can score in the next couple of minutes, Brisbane, they are not without a hope. Because I think the Warriors, there's a couple of very tired players out there. They're running out of troops. They're running out of interchange.
Well, you're not as tired when you get the football in your hands as you are when you're backpedaling defensively. So they need to control it, the Warriors. Have got to their kick. Are they going to put a good one away?
There's the last tackle. Maloney just gets the kick away, and Norman takes it. Well, let's see what the Broncos have got here. Maloney, hasn't he been good today for the Warriors?
Very good.
Made a bad read defensively, but apart from that, he's been good. Teo was very good until the disruption came for Brisbane.
They've only won once in their last 12 away matches, the Warriors, and that's why they're so unpredictable on the road. But, gee, they've turned in a good one today.
Glenn finding Winterstein. The chase and the cover is good from the Warriors out the back. Winterstein, and can he stay in? Corey Norman. Somehow, there can't be much room down there. Lockyer. This is Gillette. Save for a young bloke. He's been impressive every game he's played. Plays with plenty of confidence. He may have been injured here in the tackle, which would be a real worry for Brisbane. Now they've got numbers here, the Broncos. Thaiday just couldn't get the arms free. Changeover.
He is into Gillette.
Wait there.
Jacob Lilliman coming off for the Warriors. There is Gillette in trouble. Hopefully it's just cramp, but it looks a little bit more than that. He's battling. They're in trouble if they go that way. The Warriors, Brisbane defensively. Gillette can barely run, or walk, I should say. He can't get back on side.
Joel Moon calling for the ball out on the right.
They go the other way. Lungi Sedu trying to come up with a big shot. And Gillette's still struggling. They haven't gone that way yet, though. Luck. Now Tate. Benteo there to make the tackle with Beale. Drive into ground. He's still struggling, Gillette. If they spin it wide, the Warriors surely will be able to catch him out. Rapira.
They've gone everywhere but that side of the field.
And they come this way again. Ohio. Well, they will be very happy, Brisbane, that Gillette, who is going off on the far side of the field for the 9th interchange, being made by Brisbane, as Josh Maguire comes back on. Well, they'll be delighted, Brisbane, that the Warriors didn't notice that.
They were in trouble with him out there. He's some sort of leg injury. We were hoping for his sake it was just cramp, but it's not. It's a lower leg injury to Matt Gillette, who's been very good for them today. And he's got a long, slow walk back to the bench. I don't think we're going to see him again.
Well, there's the ball on the ground. Who wants it? Rapira got there. Did he get it? No.
Here we go. Team's not there.
Now McCulloch out of back the half. Right over the top. Glenn goes of Maloney. Last tackle. Here's Wallace. Taking the line on. Lockyer bouncing away from a solid shot, but able to offload here to Wallace. Little kick for Lockyer. Locker's back there. Lockyer with him. Lock wins the race.
Yeah, good work. He's pretty tough, Darren Lockyer. He copped a good whack and stayed on his feet. Offloaded. Well, they didn't come up with the result they needed. This is where they need the Warriors. They need to keep moving up and try to force an error. That was a little bit easy for Michael Luck, making those metres.
Here's Jeremiah. The pass came from McKinnon. Jeremiah's created something. Maloney's with him. So too Rapati. Maloney gets himself a double, and that is surely the game here for the Warriors in what has been a remarkable game of rugby league. The Warriors are in again for try number 7. What an afternoon for the black and silver. They lead by 40 points to 16.
Well, they're out of it now, the Broncos. You've got to give it to them this time, the Warriors. Mark, that's just too much of a lead with 10 minutes to go. Warriors from nothing. Just that little play around the right. Jeremiah, he's had a real busy day and a tough day. He's been injured early. He's set up some great play. He used his footwork there. Maloney backing up. He's got plenty of speed, the halfback. He skipped away from him. But great work, Aaron Jeremiah. I think he's been up there with their best of them today. And this young halfback has too. Well done, the Warriors. 10 minutes to go, but it's now only about how much they're going to win by.
Well, 40 points to 16. You don't often see that. You don't often see this.
They're not Warriors fans leaving.
They're the Broncos fans. And the Warriors fans are celebrating. In fact, at the southern end of the ground, there's that many Broncos fans leaving, they can't get out. And the Warriors fans are having the time of their lives. They are queuing up to get out, the Broncos fans. I've never seen it here in Brisbane. Look at them leaving.
Oh,
they're not used to the 40 points to 16 scoreline.
There's an early train.
It's an early afternoon here with no daylight saving. Well, what an afternoon of rugby league we've seen. I wouldn't mind being on the Roosters next week against Brisbane or Manly against the Warriors, because I reckon it'll be tough for both these teams to back up next weekend. The Broncos backing up on Friday as well. Both teams will have to sit down and say, who have we got left injury-wise? What have we lost today? As well as Brisbane will say we've lost the 2 points, but even more so as Maloney adds to his personal tally, even more so saying we've lost Israel Folau.
We've lost Denon Kemp. We may have lost Matt Gillette as well. We've lost the game and the 2 points. What an afternoon. Maloney has had 2 tries, 7 goals. 22 points for James Maloney, which is an outstanding afternoon. His coach, Ivan Cleary, holds the record for the most points in a game, 28. And Gene Namu also. An interesting thing too about Ivan Cleary, he's the longest serving coach of the Warriors in the history, which is quite interesting. Royal.
It's hard to believe the Broncos actually led this game in
5 minutes in the second half.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Scored first after half time.
And it was a real sharp try to Andrew McCulloch, the hooker. Gee, they haven't really created any opportunities since then.
These 2 players, Jeremiah and Hohaya, have been terrific today for the Warriors.
Absolutely. Along with James Maloney.
Yep.
And we talk about the 9 and the 7 and the 1 in these teams. They've been fantastic. Hohaya hasn't always played at fullback today, but he's played up in the line since some injuries forced Wade McKinnon onto the field. He's been in there at halfback, Maloney at 5'8", and vice versa.
It's been a day out today for the Warriors, their biggest ever win against Brisbane at the moment. Are there more points left in this game? Still got 6.5 minutes to go. They haven't had much football in the second half, Brisbane, and when they haven't really done much with it.
And a tough part of the game for them here too, really. You know, they're not going to win the game, but they've got to show enough that so they can finish games off. Good work, Corey Norman.
Corey Norman makes a tackle, can't get away. Falling very awkwardly and making the tackle there was Madalino. There's Maguire. Last tackle. And the Brisbane Broncos give their fans something to cheer about. Friday knocked down the ball back to 0.
Lockyer wanting to shift it to the left.
McCulloch, Lockyer. Now Wallace, ball round the body. A forward call came from somewhere. He just tried there, Wallace, to create something out of nothing.
Yeah, no comment required there for Peter Wallace. He's better than that. Just one of those push passes you try when there's really nothing to lose.
Boys, you got a bind. You put your both arms around Lucky. Let's go. Oh, stay in there. Go. Put it in.
Is there a final twist in this tale, or maybe a spectacular try to end the afternoon? And what we've seen so far, anything's possible.
Well, Rapati and Maloney have doubles, and when you get that close, you'd like to get a third. Don't get too many opportunities.
Here's Ohio. Lattimore.
Off the ball, Sam, off the ball.
Brent Tate's been good today as well. And while the Warriors have lost Vadavai and Mannering, you'd think for an extended time as well today. Steve Price is not too far away. Ian Henderson's not too far away either for them, injury-wise, so they will get some troops back. Here's Maloney for the hat-trick and maybe equal the club record. He gets the dream bounce, and James Maloney gets a hat-trick. There is the twist in the tale. The final chapter has been written, and the Warriors have given the Brisbane Broncos a good old dust-up today at Suncorp. And Ivan Cleary, that may be a smile.
Is there a name for a hat-trick when you score 3 tries in a row?
A hat-trick.
Yeah, I know. Some super-duper hat-trick it was. James Maloney, the last 3 tries have come his way, and he's done all of this himself. A great kick through and a chase. desperately getting his leg out to the football, and he had to wait, but it was worth it. The wait was worth it. It bounced up beautifully into his arms. There were 3 Broncos around it, and none could get to the football. It landed on the foot of James Maloney, and Winterstein had to just trail him and watch it bounce into his hands.
This attempted conversion will equal a few records. It will equal the most points in a game for the Warriors,
For James Maloney. It will equal the most points ever conceded by the Brisbane Broncos in Brisbane. But it already is the most points conceded by the Brisbane Broncos at Suncorp Stadium. So they conceded 48 at ANZ Stadium.
Never that many here.
Never that many here. So it will equal the most points conceded by Brisbane in Brisbane. It's the most points they've ever conceded at Suncorp Stadium. There's not many players on the bench, and this will equal the club record for the most points in a match for the Warriors. Gene Namu, Ivan Cleary, and in just his 3rd game for the club, you can add the name James Maloney to the list. A remarkable afternoon for the former Melbourne Storm, who, if he didn't challenge or go to judiciary and plead not guilty to his dangerous tackle, he wouldn't be playing. There is the beast Manu Vatuvei, who went off injured. Simon Mannering, well, what an afternoon we've seen. Who would have thought that the Brisbane Broncos would have conceded 48 after leading 16-14 5 minutes into the second half?
And there's still time left for them to concede more. It really has become embarrassing this second half for the Broncos. Oh, good run, Russell Packer.
I did glimpse a little bit of a smile there from Ivan Cleary, who doesn't show much emotion, win, lose or draw. But even he is feeling good about the result. Kevin Locke with a little bit of magic. Oh no, we're going to see another one. No, Corey Norman. He's done it us. We're about to see one of the greatest tries you've ever seen. And Corey Norman's done it us, Gary Belcher.
If he'd thrown the dummy there, it was a great play by Corey Norman. But what about Kevin Locke inside? Little chip, gets his feet back in to receive the ball. Throw the dummy. Well, you've got to say, good work there from Corey Norman.
Wow. That would have been some try.
That was amazing, wasn't it? He's a talent.
That would have been some try.
Well, I saw a lot of him in Toyota Cup, Kevin Locke, and he can do some spectacular things. And now he's getting the confidence to do it the same at this level.
Corey Norman's back waiting for that as the clock winds down. O'Hire was kicking for Brent Tate, but Norman was waiting for it.
He still kicked it as well.
Well, this has been...
We've said it, but where do we start? 16-14 Brisbane lead after 44 minutes. It is now 48-16. Israel Folau, badly dislocated finger. Denon Kemp with the ribs. Manu injured, Simon Mannering injured. It's all been happening today. Here's an intercept. Maloney could get 4, could he? Now it comes here to Moon. Back to Maloney. He's just kicked for no one. Although Locke is chasing. Winterstein is back there, and he will kick it over the touching goal line on the full. And that has ended a most remarkable game of rugby league on NRL Sunday. Nearly 32,500 have seen the Warriors defeat the Brisbane Broncos, their biggest ever points conceding in Brisbane. 48 points to 16.